always will be the greatest spectacle in racing. This is the Indianapolis 500.
Green.
The field already spread. Scott Dixon, the pole man, will lead them into turn one.
They're spread wide, but they are stacked deep. Cars going 2 and 3 wide. I saw Will Power in that red and orange multicolored car making moves to the high side.
Down 2 by 2 through turn 2. The Aero McLaren teammates side by side. Everyone files through as Alex Palou goes down to the inside of Scott Dixon in turn 3.
The blue and white NTT Data Honda, the man who finished runner-up last year, takes the lead on the opening lap.
Bold move from Alex Palou, especially on his teammate. As there's action further back, there's Joseph Newgarden, the gold and white car already moving forward.
Santino Ferrucci doing what Santino does, hanging on the outside to turn 4 there. Rinus VeeKay now looks at the pole sitter and takes him into 1.
And Dixon's experience says, guys, you have at it. I'm not going to get tangled up in anything early. And you may have noticed Jimmy Johnson in his first 500 had a very nervous moment on the opening lap.
Indeed he did. Looking back for Johnson, there he is, the blue car with the neon yellow trim. The 48 is under attack from the young David Malukas, looking to the outside. Malukas, another driver, a rookie driver, but another driver that had a crash on Friday. They had to fully rebuild that car, and that car did not do a shakedown. So this is the first lap in anger for David Malukas.
Challenge is on for the lead as Pato O'Ward in the number 5 Arrow McLaren SP Chevrolet makes a nice move up the inside. He's able to get himself up there now into the top 7. Marty Snyder.
Hey Diff, the original pass by Alex Palou to get the lead on his teammate Scott Dixon was by design by Chip Ganassi Racing. Their plan early in this race was to sort of swap the lead, get as much fuel mileage as they could to get them to the first pit window. Well, Rinus VeeKay knew that plan, and he told me before the race, I'm going to do everything I can to interrupt that. He did it, made his way up to second.
Major drama here in the early going in the Indy 500. The spectacular young Dutch driver Rinus VeeKay crashes out of this 106th running. The AMR safety team, as they always are, spot on, fast on the scene, and the 21-year-old climbs from his car. Just what happened?
Wow, big gap between VeeKay and Alex Palou. Just got loose down in the middle of turn 2. Wow, fireball as the gearbox explodes, dumps probably all the oil out.
And I mean, Scott Dixon heads up, having to avoid that accident. Looking behind from the back of Alex Palou, you see a big wiggle. He catches it very similar to that practice crash from Colton Herta, just in turn 2, not in turn 1. And that is all she wrote for the 21 Bitnile car.
Let's get back to it here. The 106th Indy 500.
3 Chip Ganassi Racing Hondas up front, but there's a bunch of Chevys 4 wide.
Bad start from Felix Rosenquist, Santino Ferrucci, Takuma Sato, and Tony Kanaan up the inside. Look at all his position change. That was an incredible run. I think Santino Ferrucci comes out okay in that deal.
Sato went right around the outside, the 2-time Indianapolis 500 winner. We're on board with Connor Daly.
A lot of big eyes right now because at Indianapolis, restarts means opportunity as Tony Kanaan to the inside of Sato there in the purple car.
That's a Ryan Hunter race special down into turn 3, but a great drive from the number 1, Tony Kanaan, to get that position. This white and blue car for Chip Ganassi Racing. He wants to get up with his teammates, and he is getting there.
4 Ganassi cars in the top 6, and this is O'Ward to the inside of Ericsson in that orange and black car. Now Aero McLaren SP wants to mix it up with the strongest team in the field so far.
This Mexican youngster has just had his contract renewed through the end of 2025. He's not going anywhere, and he will continue to be a star of the NTT IndyCar Series. So Dixon, Palou, O'Ward, Ericsson, Ed Carpenter, and Tony Kanaan in that American Legion Honda. Tony told his teammate Jimmy Johnson before this green flag even flew, hey, if you want to go somewhere, tuck in behind me, because I'm not hanging back today.
Tony Kanaan, aggressive early as he always is, and he's never shy about declaring that before the start of the race. It's a bit of a Babe Ruth moment every year with Kanaan. He makes crystal clear to the field, hey guys, watch out, I'm going high early, gonna go around some people on the start.
And fortunately, big moment for Herta, almost went into the wall.
I think Colton might have gotten the left front on that apex curb. Big lift, and this is going to allow Kalamaila to draft up and get by pretty easily to the high side.
It looks so unassuming from the onboard camera, but from inside the seat, Colton Herta is catching his breath big time, trying to bring his heart rate down. That was a huge moment at these speeds, and especially after what he went through on Friday and knowing he's already in his backup car, that hasn't been as good to him so far.
And yeah, this is the Indy 500, but there's an IndyCar championship with a race next weekend in Detroit. Herta's already had one car destroyed, as the spotter says settle down, and this is why. This is final practice on Friday. Herta, same deal, back end loosens up, this time in turn 1. Huge hit up and over, destroyed the tub, the engine, the gearbox, the suspension.
The only thing left was the safety cell, the cockpit where the driver sits.
Hang in there, we can make a front wing adjustment. We can take front wing out when we stop.
That's the voice of his father, Brian, who made 6 Indianapolis 500 starts with a best of 3rd back in 2005. He's the voice of reason to this talented young California.
And he's telling his son, we can take some wing out. That means that Colton Herta's car is loose, the rear end not as much grip as the front. Look up at the top of your screen, you can see how wide he got. That was from a wiggle in the middle of the corner. So take some wing out, that'll move the balance a little bit further to the back.
Yeah, clearly something happened down low in the corner. Herta had to chase it with his hands, and he's really hanging on now. You're turning into the wind right there, and Herta still several laps until his fuel window, and he is desperately holding on to his race car.
Alex Palou putting Colton Herta a lap down, but pit stops happening. Jimmy Johnson on pit road, the 7-time NASCAR Cup Series champion, coming down pit road and saying, man, I am just struggling with understeer, meaning that car wants to wash out to the wall from the center of the corner off fresh Firestones, and another adjustment trying to free up that 48.
He had a good passage, though, despite having understeer. He had a good passage tucked in right behind the 4-time and defending winner, Helio Castroneves. Back to pit road.
Colton Herta is in the car, he said, just feels like it's broken. He feels like he's going to crash every lap. We knew this was a possibility with a repaired race car, Marty.
Scott Dixon coming down pit road. His teammate Alex Palou will come down this lap as well. Dixon's been pretty happy with his race car, but they're also alternating, Dave, when they come down pit road. Dixon does it first, then Palou will come down next.
Solid stop for Connor Daly. One thing they've had trouble with today.
Oh, Kalamaila, big crash inside at the exit of turn 2.
The Juncos Hollinger rookie is out of the Indy 500. Oh boy. So another one of the youngsters in the field crashes out in spectacular style as Alex Palou made it to pit road.
Hey, Diff, he entered the pits when it was closed. They told him to drive by, so we have to watch what happens here with Alex Palou. He didn't catch the light. He came in when pit road was closed.
That's exactly what happened to Scott Dixon last year on the initial stop. Good to see Kalamaila, the young British driver, out of the car under his own steam and walking and talking with the AMR safety team. This is what happened.
Just loses it. Looks a lot like Rinus VeeKay in a very similar spot.
Much earlier in the corner, it seems like he lost the back end, got all the way around, on board from Christian Lundgaard right now, not knowing which way to go, trying to keep his own car from spinning out, hitting debris. Have to worry about a puncture now from that sharp shards of carbon fiber. And then here's Palou, and take a look, there's going to be a yellow light. You see it come on right before he gets to this line. That's the pit commit line. He was so close to getting away with that. This is very much going to change the structure of his race.
The end of the second caution period. Let's go back to racing. Watch the white and blue American Legion car. 5th in shot there. Here goes O'Ward. Here goes Kanaan. Look at this into turn 1.
Inside, clear.
4 wide behind
Good
them.
job, Connor. Go now.
They seem to figure it out. Connor held off Pato O'Ward into turn 1, and now he's going to chase down Scott Dixon, trying to get that lead back.
Looks like O'Ward had to check up a little bit there. That bunches up the whole rest of the field as Kanaan goes to the high side of that white car on his teammate Marcus Ericsson. Kanaan, has to back out. Ericsson holds the position.
Grosjean tucks in behind Sage Karam ahead of Graham Rahal.
Devlin DiFrancesco running the high line through turn 3, trying to make up some ground, find some clean air to get onto his front wing as a pass for the lead is coming. Connor Daly in that number 20 blue and gold Bitnile car stays in line behind Scott Dixon.
Thought twice, didn't he? He thought twice, and that was smart.
He had a taste of that lead last year. He also had a taste of what it's like to burn more fuel and probably have his team.
Now. Good job, buddy.
Saying stick with him. Is Connor going to lift here and coast? Let's watch and listen. Yep. Patience. Patience from the local boy.
Before we forget, right at the bottom of your screen, you're seeing those Dayglow letters behind the Indy 500 logo. Connor is paying special tribute to some fallen mates, some fallen drivers. Justin Wilson, Brian Clausen, and Dan Weldon. That is a beautiful touch.
Balance.
Gonna creep up on us here. +6.
+6.
You're in a good spot, buddy.
That's his spotter telling him about 6 car lengths behind his Pato Award. The spotters up in the grandstands in turn 1 and turn 3, giving the drivers all sorts of information as they drive.
And I wonder if there's any chatter from the number 9 team, Marty. Are they talking at all about telling Dixon to think about maybe giving up the spot and tucking in for mileage?
The phrase, "there goes our plan," was uttered on the radio a little while ago for Scott Dixon and his race team.
Here we go! Inside Connor Daly!
Outside, clear.
And you can hear the roar from the crowd. They love Connor Daly at the front. Elio knows he's going to get great mileage right now, but work on your race car, get it in just the right window. That's what made him a 4-time winner last year. That's what might make him the first 5-time winner this year.
You don't see him hanging on to it. This is the way we saw Colin Herta. He's gentle with his hands, gentle with his throttle, the way he rolls out of it and rolls back into it as he now hounds David Malukas, who's doing a great job at 13th, the top running rookie. He lost a bunch of spots in that pit sequence, but still running first of these rookie drivers, and he has anything but a rookie hounding him with Helio Castroneves.
You talk about patience. Look at Castroneves on this last restart. 3 wide in front. Wait, what? 4 wide in front. Where am I going to go? Answer, nowhere. I'm going to sit here and watch this sort itself out. Castroneves doing a great job exercising patience and protecting his race car.
And immediately ahead was Romain Grosjean saying, "What is happening? Get me out of here." Look to the left. Sage Karam. Woo!
Well, that's some Mario Kart action right there, boys. Takes the draft off Graham Rahal. Romain Grosjean threads the needle, slots in behind.
Romain Grosjean crashes out of the Indianapolis 500.
Another massive hit. Is that at the exit of turn 2?
I believe it is.
Turn 2.
It's got all 3.
Has really been a handful today.
Yeah, I think these wins are really picking up, Townsend. That's late in the tire stint, right? You're really losing the grip in that tire. The car's starting to slide around more in that dirty air. Track temp at 115 degrees now as we see Romain get out of the car. So these are the toughest part to hold on to.
Well, it's the end of the stint, and just a couple laps maybe until Grosjean was coming into the pits. And let's take a replay and try to figure out exactly what the driver of the 28 was dealing with. And like we've seen from VK and Ilott, the 2 drivers that crashed earlier, the rear end just steps out in traffic, and that is a massive left side hit as you see suspension arms, steering arms, big pieces of debris going down the racetrack.
View from Graham Rahal.
Wow.
Let's go back racing. Connor Daly in the lead for now. Here comes Dixon.
Outside.
Incredible jump from Scott Dixon. Pato
Award.
Award.
Santino Ferrucci. My goodness. Around the outside of Scott Dixon. Is it going to work?
Wow, brave move from Ferrucci. Are you kidding me? Pushing the 6-time champ to the high side at turn 1.
Thought about keeping it there in turn 2. Discretion got the better part of Valor's Alexander Rossi in the middle of a 3 wide down the back straight. Sage Karam and Scott McLaughlin involved there.
And one Pablo Montoya was following Karam through. They were just touching the edge of the grass.
Ferrucci got up to 4th in that limo tint number 23, and it wasn't enough. He wanted more. Now he has to check up, and here comes Felix Rosenqvist in that used car, but Dixon to the front again.
This back and forth, this tag, this is Rosenqvist. Rosenqvist thought about it on Ferrucci. No chance.
Ferrucci shutting the door hard there, showing that he has showed up to win this race. He is not going to be pushed around by the series regulars, and he is doing a phenomenal job. Aggressive when he needs to be, patient when it counts. This is a great, great drive from Santino so far.
That 23-year-old driver with a sensational record. He's made 3 previous starts. He's finished 7th, 4th, and 6th. Doing it all part-time. I mean, he just doesn't have, he did 1 season full-time in IndyCar, the rest of them part-time showings.
Here we go, look at this. Rosenqvist is lining him up. Tried the inside last time. Now the outside into one. The Swedish driver makes that stick beautifully.
That was a great move from Felix Rosenqvist, and that's the kind of move you might have to pull off late in this race if you're battling for the lead. Driver defending to the inside, making that outside work. Marty Snyder, what do you know?
Well, Felix Rosenqvist has a lot to fight for, Hinch. He is not under contract with Arrow McLaren for next year, and he told me at the beginning of the month, I know I need a good month, I need a good finish in the 500, so maybe a little more aggressive than normal. You're seeing out of that 7 car today. Rosenqvist fighting for his job, he feels like, this afternoon. The leader, Scott Dixon, comes to pit road at Indianapolis with 59 to go. He has led 82 laps today, kept it out front this entire run. He did say this set of tires just not as good. Everyone's struggling with how hot this racetrack is getting. They, in fact, asked Dixon, can you peel off more downforce? He said, it's sketchy enough the way it is right now. Those firestones going on. Drivers also asking for a tear-off. You saw that for the clear vision. One more stop to go for Scott Dixon, but looking good so far. Felix Rosenqvist having a solid top 5 day here in the second half of the race of the 106th running of the Indianapolis 500. He said, man, it was really loose on that run. So they undid all the adjustments they made on the stop before. Felix Rosenqvist trying to hang there in the top 5. His teammate Pat O'Ward will pit here on this lap.
And as Rosenqvist comes out, you're going to see Dixon and Daly, like clockwork there. They're going to come through turn 2 at full song. It looks like Rosenqvist had a pretty good stop here, James.
It did. Look at the advantage of running longer. Clears both the 9 and the 20, which means Pato O'Ward, who's still on track, or he's in the pits now. Will be interesting to see where he comes out.
How does Dixon play it? Dixon backs off there. Marty O'Ward now in the pits.
On pit road saying my turn 3 is really, really bad. A bit of a longer stop here for the 5. We'll see where O'Ward shakes out after this green flag stop.
This could be the drive that defines Felix Rosenqvist's future. Here comes Dixon to the lead. Rounds the Arrow McLaren SP Chevy up.
Clear.
The PNC Bank Honda back to the lead.
And
now,
here comes O'Ward.
Here we go. And Ferrucci is released as well. But look up at the top of your screen. There goes Pato O'Ward.
Dixon off of 2. At speed.
That's more of a gap than what Rosenqvist had.
Rosenqvist was good, but O'Ward was great.
There is a 4th yellow for a 4th crash. Unfortunately for Team Penske, it is Scott McLaughlin who was the highest running of the Team Penske Chevrolet drivers. This is what happened to the driver of the yellow submarine. Wow, that is big.
Wicked wiggle at the apex of turn 4. That could have been
turn 3,
even worse. Sorry, 3.
He stopped in turn 4 because of the speed you're carrying, and I'll tell you what, guys, once you hit the first time and get rid of that crash structure, when you go in a second time, the same way Callum Ilott did and the way Scott McLaughlin's doing it right here, that second impact hurts so much.
Let's go back here. 43 to go in the Indy 500.
It's the Hunger Games at Indy as everybody wants to take advantage of this restart. 4 to 5 wide mid-pack.
You're all clear there.
Ericsson and Ferrucci, they go into turn 1 side by side.
But guys, we saw right there as they're mixing it up in the back exactly why Scott Dixon was on the pole. The speed out of that blue and orange PNC Bank car drove right by the McLaren of Pato O'Ward to easily take the point into turn 1 as they're 3 wide.
Sage Karam on the grass.
That's Alexander Rossi going 3 wide into turn 3.
In the grass after I was already there. He just turned down on it.
And guys, let's talk about Alex Palou. He's up to P12 right now after his early woes. He was down in the high 20s, slowly, methodically, the way we've seen him do it time and time again. He's working his way back up as Ericsson goes to the inside of Steph Wilson.
And you heard the radio from Sage Karam saying, Palou just put me on the grass. We knew it was going to be crazy, maybe not that crazy.
Watching Helio Castroneves there as that is a sketchy move from Juan Pablo Montoya in the short chute on Sage Karam. caught Karam a little bit asleep there. You would never expect that, as Karam tells you what he thinks, and meanwhile, Karam getting together with Kyle Kirkwood there on the back straightaway.
Yeah, that move caught Karam so off guard, had to get out of the throttle big time, set up the run for Kyle Kirkwood, and then a little argy-bargy down the back straight into 3.
I have had Montoya do that to me in 1 and 2, and it is unnerving. This is what happened in the 3. Look at the bold move from the 27 Napa of Alex Rossi.
Inside of Tony Kanaan and Santino Ferrucci. Meanwhile, bottom of the screen there was Karam on the grass. So up front, Scott Dixon, Pato O'Ward going at it. O'Ward ducks to the inside.
You're clear.
There has never been a Mexican driver win the Indianapolis 500. Could it be Patricio O'Ward's day today?
Felix Rosenqvist and Alexander Rossi right there, just pitted. I think Dixon's probably going to come in this lap as he cheats it down low, indicating to the trailing cars that he might be coming to pit lane.
May have just been trying to get the draft off of Alexander Rossi, who's getting up to speed. We'll see here as the leader comes off of turn 4, and there he goes, Townsend. You nailed it, into pit lane.
O'Ward stays out. Connor Daly looks to be following. Oh, Dixon locks up. Is that going to be a pit speed violation?
That's the first hiccup we have seen from Scott Dixon today on the final stop of the day. Dave Burns.
Told Connor Daly, let's finish this thing off, dude. So Connor Daly brings a 20 car to pit road. He'll go for 4 tires. No big adjustments planned in the 20, Marty.
Davey, think about all the heartache in this race for Scott Dixon in his 20th Indy 500, the last stop of the day. They said, do you want any changes to the car? He said, no, leave it like it is, fresh Firestones. A quick stop from the 9 bunch. He's back out on the racetrack.
See how these guys blend with Felix Rosenqvist, who just passed start-finish and is going to come into view in turn 1 here.
Scott Dixon got caught for speeding, guys. There you go. He's going to have to serve a drive-through penalty.
My goodness.
Unbelievable, Diff. Unbelievable.
First of all, it was Alex Palou entering the pits. And Scott Dixon says, come on, are you serious?
And there goes Felix Rosenqvist to the front of the field at the Indy 500. Dixon, bad luck strikes again. Unbelievable.
Absolutely devastating. The man that's led more laps around the Indy 500 than any other driver in history sees his chance for a win absolutely disappear, pulls off into pit lane to serve what's going to be the longest penalty, most painful penalty of his career.
This is gut-wrenching for the guy who has been perfect this month of May until the final pit stop. Look at his shaking head. He cannot believe it. Here comes Pato O'Ward.
The race is now against his teammate, Marty.
Ironic that Dixon serves his penalty as Pato O'Ward comes down pit road, shoots into his pit stall. He said, man, I am struggling with turn 3. That's my biggest issue. The Firestones, you see the wing adjustment there on the front trying to help turn 3. But what a change of events. They did make Pato aware the 9 has served a penalty. Now it's going to be down to him and his teammate, Felix Rosenqvist.
This is shaping up nicely for the McLaren organization. You see Felix Rosenqvist there entering turn 2. He's going to have the lead by a mile. Behind him, the red and white Husky Chocolates car of Marcus Ericsson, pit on the same lap as Pato, will be effectively third on track. And this is the race right here.
Now you're still going to have a bunch of cars in front of Rosenqvist and O'Ward. These are the guys that are going to try to hang on and make impossible, well, seemingly impossible fuel strategy work and hope for some yellow. But that blend right there with Rosenqvist off of 4 and his teammate O'Ward, those are the guys that have made their last stop. They'll run full ridge to the finish.
Let's not discount Alexander Rossi or Connor Daly. So it's Rosenqvist, O'Ward, Ericsson, Rossi, and Daly.
Guys, you have to wonder, how did Rosenqvist gap his teammate Pato O'Ward so well on the last set of stops? Once again, thanks to NTT, here's the pit time difference. Rosenqvist winning on the in-lap, time on pit lane, time in the box, except the outlap. O'Ward got him by a 10th as Ericsson just got past Pato O'Ward.
Chip Ganassi Racing still has a chance. Penalties to Palou and Dixon took them out of the mix.
Great run off of 4, Townsend.
And Kanaan just pitted in that lead group that you see on the pylon.
Here we go.
This is the lead group
Here
on
we
strategy.
Go. Ericsson to the inside. This Husky Chocolate Honda is flying.
Chip Ganassi Racing has demonstrated all day long that on used tires, they are the cars to beat. Ericsson with brilliant balance and technique right to the front.
Oh, a crash, Jimmy Johnson in the
Whoa!
wall. And this could change everything.
Marcus Ericsson's teammate, Jimmy Johnson. This will bring out the yellow with 6 to go. And we might see a red flag.
It is possible. It's been done before. A red flag could completely change the outcome of this race. Jimmy Johnson, we see him moving.
What happened to Jimmy Johnson?
Whoa!
The car went all the way around so early, it was a completely forward impact.
Oh.
That is one of the worst angles to hit.
But you know what? That nose cone structure did such a great job.
As did the safer barrier.
And absorbing the contact. As you see, Jimmy stays on the throttle, NASCAR style. And I'm afraid that just drives him a little heavier into the fence right there. Turn 2 has swallowed up so many cars.
So, in the hands of race control, red flag.
Whoa.
Red flag. This changes the game totally.
There is nothing Marcus Ericsson wanted to see less with a 3-second lead and 5 laps to go than a red flag.
And his teammate, Tony Kanaan, right behind in 3rd place, who is renowned for spectacular passing moves. This is going to be a 2-lap challenge like you have never seen. It's time to bring the action at the Indianapolis 500. Here we go. Who's going to do it? Great restart, Ericsson.
Phenomenal jump from the number 8. Look at him swerving, trying to break the draft.
Rosenquist and Award on the inside.
Tony Kanaan is not going to let that happen. Kanaan to the high side on the dirty track. Kanaan hangs on.
And side-by-side action is what Marcus Ericsson wants to see, but Pato O'Ward is now in lockstep. He's going to have a great draft down the back straight, but Marcus trying to break it.
They know that there is only 1 lap to go. When they come to the yard of bricks, they'll see the white flag.
It's a Swedish snake on the backstretch trying to break the draft. What does Ericsson do on the front stretch? Here comes Award with a run.
Neither of these two in the front have won the Indy 500. There is 2.5 miles to go. And Award is on the attack. Here comes Pato.
Inside.
Ericsson won't let it happen. Phenomenal driving from both men.
I don't know if Award's going to be able to gather it back up. That might have been his big chance. They exit 2 and go to the backstretch. Ericsson leads by 5 car lengths.
Ericsson has shaken off the challenge of the Arrow McLaren SP in really bold driving.
Crash in turn 2. Yellow's out.
It'll finish under caution. It's Sage Karam, Marcus Ericsson with the spirit of Ronnie Peterson on board with his helmet. Joins Kenny Brack as the only other Swede.
Did it, buddy. You just won the Indy 500.
Marcus Ericsson wins the Indianapolis 500 in the most dramatic way.
You want to talk about mental fortitude. Think about what this driver just went through in the last 10 minutes. Leading easily, red flag comes out, has to restart.
Indy 500. You take a second parade lap and think about your family and everybody that got you to this point. You are an Indy 500 champion.
Here he is, everyone. Marcus Ericsson. How did you refocus after the red flag in that moment? Because you were not happy that it came out.
I couldn't believe it. I felt, you know, you can never take anything for granted, and obviously there was still laps to go. And I was praying so hard it was not going to be another yellow. But I knew it was probably going to be one, and it was hard to sort of refocus. But I knew the car was amazing. The 8th crew and Chip Ganassi Racing, Honda has done such an amazing job. So I knew the Husky Chocolate car was fast enough, but it was still hard, you know. I had to do everything there in the end to keep them behind. But I can't believe it. I'm so happy.
Mike O'Gara told you on the radio, take a moment, soak it in, think about your family and everyone that got you here. Who did you think about when he said that?
Yeah, that's the thing. I got my family's here, my mom and dad and my brother and my girlfriend and Finn, who's been backing me all my career, and my manager, Aya and Alex. They're all here today, you know, and I won, so I can't believe it.
Came here from F1. You didn't like ovals when you first got here. You like them now?
Yeah, I love it.
Watch the Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix Sunday, June 5th at 3 p.m. on USA Network.